Today in the crypto space, we see some nice green price action to the upside. Bitcoin up approximately 4%, Ethereum up approximately 1.5%, and the rest of the crypto space, the altcoins, getting a nice strong bounce to the upside, BNB, and we have IMX, Sheep, and a few others. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the general market. I want to use Bitcoin as a leading indicator, but more importantly, I want to talk about one altcoin, one project that is getting a lot of attention, and of course, getting a nice bounce today, and that project is called ALEPHIUM. So you know what? Let's talk about the news. Let's analyze the charts. And let's strategize to capitalize. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike, and let's get right into it, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome on the channel. We talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins, looking for opportunities. Whether we go up or down, bearish or bullish, it doesn't matter. All we want to do is stay one step ahead of the market so that we can capitalize on any of the volatility. And if you appreciate the strategy, subscribe to the channel, click that bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, including the live streams at 7:30 Eastern, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Guys, if you have any projects you want me to cover here on the channel, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. You can hit me up on the socials. The links are in the description. Better yet, guys, join the Discord. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. All right, guys, let's begin. Let's see what's going on here with the market. We can see overall we're getting an increase in market cap, in the total market cap up approximately 3.5%, which is looking pretty good as the volume continues to kind of look, downwards. Not so much interest in the current market right now. The volume is coming down, which is not bad because we could expect a bit of relief, which is what we're getting now. The market is done pushing down. It's kind of going sideways, which means that we're getting a bit of relief to the upside. I don't necessarily trust this relief. I don't necessarily believe that Bitcoin's gonna really start breaking out to major extension levels. Look, it could make a higher high, no doubt. We can get into a distribution phase here, no doubt. But really, it's all about the odds. In the current scenario, the odds are not really in Bitcoin's favor. Bitcoin has done a great thing, running up with lots of strength. Ethereum as well did pretty good also. However, a little bit more room to grow to the upside, as I've been mentioning here on the channel. Ethereum didn't even get back to previous highs yet, or even price discovery like Bitcoin did. So Ethereum has a little bit more room to grow, but it's the altcoin market in general. The altcoin market has yet to really do any major moves. So in my opinion, obviously not financial advice, guys, I think that the better bet is to look for bottom dwelling altcoins, new projects that haven't got a bounce or a breakout, projects that have been, slowly creeping up under the radar, doing really well, cooking up a storm in the back end. A lot of good things with the team. That's what you really want to look for. And ultimately, I think that is a better risk to reward ratio opportunity to be allocating capital, because again, altcoin season, maybe not in the short term, but eventually we will get it, and that is when we need to be prepared. So we're going to be continuing to prepare for this altcoin season, as I've been doing since a good while, and we've been selecting those nice hot altcoins that have been performing very well, in fact outperforming Bitcoin, and that for me is a great thing, because a lot of people, especially the Bitcoin maxis, believe that altcoins are all not doing well, and we know for a fact that's not true. You just have to choose the right ones, the hot projects that are definitely doing well. All right, let's continue, guys. Let's look at this market. The market is getting a little bit of relief. BNB getting a bit of a bounce, Solana kind of going sideways, but XRP bouncing, and Dogecoin getting a bit of relief across the market. As you can see, even Altcoin getting a bit of relief, 10%, 7% to the upside, 4% here. Obviously, Bitcoin should do the same thing as Bitcoin. What Bitcoin is doing, Bitcoin is showing a lot of strength in comparison to the market. I'm expecting the Bitcoin dominance to be running just a little bit up here, given the fact that it's doing well in comparison to altcoins. And we can see just a relief to the upside. Now, a lot of us, especially the bulls at the current moment, are thinking, you know what, we're going to make a higher high. We're running, we're going to do its thing. Guys, I'm bullish through and through, long term, of course. I'm here for the bull run. I'm here for the action. However, guys, I am not totally convinced here. I'm expecting some volatility. I'm expecting Bitcoin to continue consolidating. Now, it could be a very distribution type of consolidation where we see a bit of sell-off here and there. And it could be a very boring distribution where Bitcoin goes sideways for a bit long. And that way we can see see altcoins get in the driver's seat, start running to the upside and getting some interest, some market participation into the altcoin market. Of course, bringing in that volume. We have MNT doing pretty good. Nice rally. In fact, it's actually, structurally speaking, from a price action perspective, doing great. Made a higher high here, breaking out of structure. Good stuff there. Tau, equally as strong, higher highs, higher lows. BitTensor Tau is back to $600, guys. Good stuff for such a bullish project. But again, $4 billion market cap. Guys, it's doing well. It has done well. Could it do another 10x? Maybe. Sure. But guys, ultimately, if you want to make those gains, look for those lower cap altcoins. Guys, you know how bullish I am on Tau, but I got in very, very early. And obviously now I'm not expecting that much gains. I'm not expecting that much because it's already a large market cap. And again, it could do very well, maybe a 5x, maybe a 10x, but more than that, guys, it's not very, expected. Let's put it that way, probability wise, statistically speaking. Let's move on. Maker doing good, maybe looking for that higher high. It has been looking pretty bullish in the last little while, consolidating, kind of going sideways. What else? More relief, a lot of very similar price action across the market, a little bit of relief here and there, but I would love to see a confirmation low, a higher low of some sort, double bottom with bullish divergence before I start to feel confident to be getting in. Look at Core's coming down. Let's keep an eye on it because we could potentially be looking for good entries. It is a $2 billion market cap. Maybe it comes down a little bit more and then we find good entries. Right now, I wouldn't be trying to catch that falling knife. We can see the negative momentum. The wormholes that definitely came down as well. Both of them right now are battling it out for market cap position. And you can see the wormhole was kind of like dip down and kind of go sideways. So it's, take it easy there. Jupiter's doing strong. And again, back into that very similar price action. Slight relief to the upside across the market. And that's the name of the game, guys. So really the consensus is that the market has been coming down, right? But really, we're getting a short-term relief. I believe that it's going to be short-term until we get confirmations, especially on the 4-hour, that we're really going to bounce. And Bitcoin right now is looking pretty good. You got to admit, Bitcoin right now is leading the market. Look at Ordi, for example. Ordi is up 13.7% off the back of Bitcoin narrative. And Stack should be doing well, and every other altcoin that relates to Bitcoin in some sort of way should be doing very well here. Okay, so let's just keep that in mind. We're not really getting major confirmations. The daily is still kind of pushing down. The 4-hour still is doing good today. And we expected that relief yesterday live. We've been talking about a lot of setups that were at good levels to get in based on that chop action, that chop zone price action on the RSI. Guys, you know what? Let's just take a look at the charts. Let's begin. I know you're here to talk about price action, so let's do it. Bitcoin doing its thing. We're still within consolidation. We talked about this last night. We talked about this yesterday. And the fact is that we are still in the chop zone on the RSI. As long as we see this RSI in the mid zone right here, around 50%, I could expect that the price action continues going sideways. All right, guys, let's look at this in a little bit more detail. You can see a lot of volume picking up here on the volume profile. Let this consolidation play out. Let it play out. Now, what I don't really necessarily believe that this was a bottom, to be honest. Let's zoom in a little bit more. I don't necessarily believe that this is over. I feel that this is just a retracement to the upside based on 4-hour time frame. We can get in there quick, nice retracement. If we get rejected right around this area, which is at about $68,550 more or less, and we continue pushing down or finally roll over, it's likely that we get into a nice oversold condition, right? Oversold means that we're going to kind of get into a better symmetrical triangle. A lot of people online are, looking at this type of symmetrical triangle. Guys, I really don't like it. It doesn't look too great there. I want it to be a little bit like that, which means that we would have to come down for another leg. Impulsive move, retracement, impulsive move. If it happens, guys, I'm interested to get into long positions right around here. With the current consolidation, with the daily in the chop zone, with the RSI on the 4-hour almost already overbought. Yes, the MACD is still looking good. EMA crosses to the upside with green histogram bars looking great for the 4-hour. Potential continuation, no doubt. But we do have a little bit more strength to potentially get up a little higher. But really, I'm waiting for a touch of this area right here, a little bit deeper. I don't like that this retracement was so quick to, get that bounce. But nonetheless, guys, consolidations are consolidations. It doesn't matter if it's going to be ascending, descending, or symmetrical. What we're really looking for is some sideways price action here for the market, the rest of the market, to get some attention like the altcoins. All right, so let's begin. looking at the project for today, let's take a look at ALEPHIUM, because of course Bitcoin is doing its thing, kind of boring. So let's take a look at ALPH. ALPH is the ticker, but ALEPHIUM is the project that has been doing pretty good today, guys. I did that deep dive. If you missed out on that deep dive, feel free to check it out. It's there on the channel in the deep dives playlist. And in addition to that, you know, we're trying to really find bottoms here. Of course, getting fundamentally bullish is great. That's why deep dives are awesome. But from a price action perspective, you can see that ALEPHIUM has been respecting the previous high pretty nicely. You know, it did fall down a little bit lower, you know, into an exaggerated, you know, a spot, no doubt. But this green arrow, buy the dip opportunity at horizontal support at previous highs, previous lows, point of control, lots of volume suggesting a bounce. The EMAs on the MACD were looking pretty good here on the 4-hour, and everything right now currently is getting into an overbought state, which means that, look, we should be protecting those gains. If you happen to buy this green and you want to make sure that you're protecting yourself on this dip, at least at minimum trail up a stop loss and put it right underneath the 200 EMA here on the 4-hour, right around here, which will secure some of your gains. Okay, now let's jump right into the daily here for a second, because the daily is going to give you a bit of a picture that why I'm a bit indecisive is because we are still in the chop zone. And in fact, we got an impulsive move, retracement. Let's zoom in a little bit. Impulsive move down, retracement, and do we get another impulsive move down to this oversold condition? Now that is possible. This is the risk that you take getting into a fresh long. In fact, getting into a fresh long at the current moment, there's two areas of risk. Number one, if we get a mean reversion play down, this is possible. And number two, if we come down for that extension that I'm talking about. Right? Mean reversion is suggesting that ultimately the RSI is way overextended away from the yellow line, which it tends to want to get back there eventually for a back test. And the purple and the yellow like staying close together. Every time they get overextended away from each other, they get back together somehow. Either the RSI is going to go sideways a little while and allow the yellow to catch up, or the RSI is going to come down and get a bit of a dip, which would mean that the price action is going to come down. Now, if that were to happen, guys, that is the opportunity to say, look, if we make a higher low here with a significant amount of confidence, good volume, good bullish divergence, the MACD stays in this state. Look how the MACD is looking really, really good right now. EMA's facing up, green histogram bars to the upside. So like I said, the only thing that keeps me a bit reserved is the RSI. But a bit reserved means that we can still play with a portion of our portfolio and deploy the amount of capital that is equivalent to the amount of risk that we're willing to take in this risky scenario, right? So maybe 50%, get in with 50%. Now is the time to wait for that backtest and that confirmation to potentially get in with that 50%. Wait for the confirmation low, the higher low, which would suggest a new trend, a new pivot. We did break a bit of structure here, making a higher high at the current moment. Do we come down and make a higher low and make a change of character here that suggests a pivot point? And we are getting, if we do get that, we're going to get a pivot point at a very good level of horizontal support. Again, previous highs, previous lows, point of control, nice volume. And, you know, to be honest, we are getting bullish divergence right here. Lower lows on the price action right into this level and higher lows in the RSI, and the MACD is giving you that same higher low scenario. So guys, ultimately, the daily RSI, as we get into a bullish trend, needs to be taken with a grain of salt. And the only thing that I can say is that the momentum is not going to reset as hard as you expect in a bear market or even some sideways price action, because ultimately we are going to expect higher highs in a bullish trend and higher lows. And the only way to do that is to make sure that the retracements are more shallow than the rallies so that we can get those higher highs and higher lows, right? So ultimately, maybe this is done. Maybe this is done. And that maybe is and should be considered as a buy opportunity, a DCA opportunity, and that's why I'm saying, guys, build a position over time. We could fall through this level and come down to here, but no guarantees, because again, the bullish divergence and all the indications suggest that we could get that bounce at this level, but reserve a bit of capital just in case it does happen, because you don't want to be left there blindsided, left with your mouth open, and, you know, getting a great buy opportunity with no capital reserved to buy the dip. All right, guys, so that's what I would be doing here in the media short term. Let's get back onto the 4-hour and just kind of recap here. We're overbought on the 4-hour already. No signs of bearish divergence. We could definitely continue into the extreme zones of overbought conditions, which is where we get the majority of the impulse. But ultimately, guys, this is time to be a little bit, you know, calculated, because really, if Bitcoin does roll over and Bitcoin keeps on coming down and pushing down to lower levels, ALEPHIUM is also going to get that dip. ALEPHIUM is going to come down to these levels and maybe even make a lower low where we can buy the dips at much lower levels. Okay, so we got to be prepared. Altcoin market is very volatile, but in addition, expect that ALEPHIUM might do its own thing, because ALEPHIUM in the last little while has been super bullish. Market sentiment is really hot. Price action, as can be seen, is really hot. Higher highs and higher lows, clear trend to the upside with a nice deep retracement. I can imagine that individuals are looking at this as a perfect scenario to take risk. And in addition, seeing these EMAs here on the 4-hour like this, price action above it, back test it, maybe get a spring, and then get to previous highs. Guys, if I've offered you any value in this video, do the channel a massive favor and slap the like button. It does really help out with the algorithm. If you want to follow me on the socials, the links are in the description below. Feel free to join the Discord, guys. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. Guys are going to be live tonight at 7:30 Eastern, so feel free to join, and I will definitely take your requests and put them in top priority. Take care, guys. Have a good one, and don't forget, buy the dip.